Hey there, sports fans! Welcome to this week's episode of EBC Sports International. This week's stories. USA Rugby League All-Star Game closes season in Tampa. War-Hardened Afghans discover the sport of rugby. Las Vegas is emerging as a professional sports town. Local Las Vegas Volleyball League looks to help serve the community through sports. And EBC correspondent Michael Hudson shares some golf iron shot basics. Hello everyone, I am CARLO VALDEZ, bringing you sports stories from around the globe. Are you a fan of high intensity? Does fast-paced action satisfy your sports craving? Well, the sport of rugby continues to create a buzz here in the United States with its own All-Star game in Tampa. Larry J has the story for us.
Excitement filled the atmosphere as the USA Rugby League All-Star Game showcased the best rugby players in the South and North Conferences. Players gathered for one last showdown in Tampa, Florida to close out the 2019 rugby season. In the first half, the Northern Conference scored the first try of the game at the 11th minute, followed by a second try with a conversion leading 10-0 at the 15th minute mark. The Southern Conference came up with the equalizer at the 26th minute mark, but the Northern All-Stars would continue fighting and scoring 12 unanswered points, leading the South 22-10 at halftime. Fans, families of players, and current active rugby players came out to witness the best players in the league.
It's a lot of exciting because it's an all-star game. So to play with everybody that's an all-star, that's really good, and it's good competition, and it raises the level of your playing and the game, and it's just really great. Pushes you. Love it.
Some even shared what they typically look for in an all-star game.
Versatility, and different types of players. I just kind of want to see everybody come out and have a nice, fun game and see different styles of play.
In the second half, the South Conference had a different look. They scored on 5 straight possessions, overtaking the North with 28 unanswered points. And even though the North started to come back with scoring 2 tries, the South eventually put the dagger in at the final minute, solidifying a 44-32 win. After the game, South Conference head coach Sean Rutgerson recounted on the sport of rugby in the U.S.
Every American that watches it, they seem to really enjoy the contact and the fast-paced action. We try to sell it as it gives the Americans some contact in the off-season until the football starts up again. The main difference is the core skills, all right? And also, we only have short seasons here, and in Australia the seasons are a lot longer, so they play more games, but here we only get a certain amount of games, so it's hard to try and catch up, because you only learn really by playing, so we don't get a chance to play that much, so it makes it a lot harder.
Till the rugby season, I'm Lara J. Evangelista, your EBC correspondent, and I am always 1 with 25.
Thank you, Larry J. Rugby is a great sport to watch and involves their fans and so many countries from around the world. Essentially unheard of before the arrival of international forces, rugby has slowly begun to pick up steam in Afghanistan, where football, cricket, and bodybuilding are better known. Rugby is growing in Afghanistan, despite challenging conditions. The weather and lack of adequate grounds make it hard to practice.
I think the thing that's missing most is grounds, places the boys can actually play. It's difficult because a lot of the time it's very, very hot and the ground is very dry, and then a lot of the time it's very, very cold and very snowy. So trying to find a ground, and land is at a premium in Afghanistan, especially in Kabul. Trying to find places to play is difficult.
According to the Afghan Rugby Federation, 18 teams have been formed in schools and universities. A women's team has also been started in Kabul. When we return, Las Vegas is emerging as a professional sports town. Local Las Vegas Volleyball League looks to help serve the community with sports. And EBC correspondent Michael Hudson shares some golf iron shot basics. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching EBC Sports International. Thanks for being with us for this week's episode. We left you with some rugby, and for our viewers' information, the USA Sevens host their tournament in Las Vegas, where we have our next story. Our Las Vegas correspondent, Henry Neri, has the story. Henry?
Who would have thought that the entertainment capital of the world be home to a professional sports team? That's right, it has happened, and just like the housing boom, everyone is coming here. Sure, Las Vegas has had the UNLV Running Rebels for a long time and have brought a winning tradition of collegiate basketball to the city. Now the landscape has changed dramatically. First, the Vegas Golden Knights of the National Hockey League became the first professional sports team to be born and bred right here. In their inaugural season, they were the Western Conference champions and were just 3 wins away from Lord Stanley's Cup. They sold out every game at T-Mobile Arena, over 18,000 screaming fans to cheer on their Golden Knights. Now in their 3rd season, they are well respected around the NHL, and even some are picking them to win the elusive Cup. Shortly after that, the WNBA relocated their San Antonio franchise and moved here to Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Aces are now in their 2nd season and currently in the WNBA playoffs in hopes of earning their first ever championship. That is not the end of it. E-Games have a strong presence here in Las Vegas. There is a dedicated E-Games arena located in the Luxor Hotel for year-round competitions and is getting more and more popular every month. All of this in just a couple of years. Can you believe it? We can't believe it, but it is here. If you build it, they will come. And certainly it has come to fruition. The appetite for professional sports has begun, and there is no end in sight. There have been talks to bring a Major League Baseball team to the city of Henderson, a suburb just south and east of Las Vegas. And since the WNBA is already here with the Las Vegas Aces, there are strong indications that an NBA team will soon follow. Last but not certainly the least are the Raiders from Oakland, California. They are also relocating here next year. Allegiant Stadium right behind me will be complete in time for football season next year. This $2 billion stadium will be the new home of the Las Vegas Raiders and the UNLV Rebels football team. Allegiant Stadium will be the home to grand events which may include the Super Bowl. Reporting from just outside the new Allegiant Stadium, I am Henry Neri reporting for EBC Sports International, and I am 1 with 25.
Thanks, Henry. Local sports may not have the spotlight of stadiums and arenas, but it may be able to shine as a light for other sports enthusiasts out there. We stay in Las Vegas for our next story on how a sports group is connecting with the community. Let's take a look.
Las Vegas has become an attractive home for sports in recent years with the addition of Vegas Golden Knights, WNBA Las Vegas Aces, and soon-to-be Las Vegas Raiders. But Las Vegas has always been a place of enthusiasts for other sports like volleyball, where sports enthusiasts and co-commissioners Chris Magno and Aljamain Santos organize leagues for locals to join and meet others.
Leagues create an environment for adults and children both to be able to play in a safe and fun arena where they can grow, improve, and even make new friends. I think it's a great opportunity for kids and adults alike to have a sport that they enjoy and play where they can be looked at as an individual or as a team sport. In Vegas, we have seen volleyball grow from almost nothing to something this big. Having an adult league here in town, at least in my side of town, it has been amazing. It's grown from nothing to something huge.
So me and my business partner Amin, we just put our heads together and said, you know what? The same people show up every night that we play. Why not organize a league? We don't have any refs from outside come in. We actually call all the points ourselves, so they actually get the knowledge of the game more. So you know, we're bringing volleyball or competitive volleyball to Vegas, and also helping the knowledge of the sport grow. Well, you know, kind of for some of us are older. Our whole age spectrum varies, but the younger ones, they get to face some competition that's already been there, kind of done that. So they still get knowledge from it, and then the older ones can still get out and dust their shoes off and still get out and play with the younger crowd. So all in all, just a big group, and just get out there and have some fun.
Non-profit and feel-good philanthropists such as Kyler's Kicks, a program inspired by its owner, receives new and gently used shoes to give out to those in need. B-League co-founder Aljamain Santos stumbled on Kyler's Instagram page after seeing his photo on another local entrepreneur's Instagram page.
Kyler's Kicks, while scrolling through my Instagram, one of my friends, Dylan Sangley, who's the owner and founder of Designer ETC here in Las Vegas, and I read about Kyler's mission, and I related with him about his story, and I felt like him sharing his story and us as a league collaborating with him will be able to unite B-League and all the athletes and players with local charities and things like that to show that we're more than just a league, that we're all about the community and bringing up the sport and the city as a whole.
The reason why we started Kyler's Kicks is because I was stabbed in my chest over my shoes in school, and since then I had PTSD, and I no longer wanted that to happen to anybody else. So we wanted to start spreading kindness everywhere and making sure that what happened to me wouldn't happen to anyone else. So we started collecting, cleaning, and donating shoes, and we've given away over 25,000 pairs of shoes so far. The main message that I would like to share to everybody watching is kindness is like a light switch in a dark room. If you turn it on, the light eliminates all the darkness. So that's what we have to do with kindness, and we have to make kindness a habit. And if we have kinder minds, then we have a kinder earth. Sports leagues collaborating with our community organizations and everything is very important because it builds the kindness in the whole community and it brings everybody together.
With professional teams coming to the city, small local sports groups such as the B-League may become overshadowed by the professionals, but leave it to the local guys to make sure the community stays united for the greater good. From fabulous Las Vegas, I am Casely Carrasco for Eagle News, always one with 25.
Thank you, Casely. Doing something as small as donating a pair of shoes can go a long way for a person in need. Even local sports can really unite a community. And speaking of lending a helping hand, our EBC correspondent, Michael Hudson, has some helpful tips for all you golfers out there. Michael?
Hey golf fans, Michael here. I'm at a golf driving range in Gig Harbor, Washington. Have you ever had trouble going to the driving range and figuring out what to do when it comes to your iron shots? Well, never fear. I'm here to show you some basics when it comes to hitting some iron shots. Let's get to work.
So before I set up for my shot, I want to visualize where I want to hit the ball. So within my mind, I see where the ball is going. So after I visualize the shot, I'm going to set up my body and put the ball in the middle of my stance. I'm going to look at my target once again, and I'm going to square the club face to the golf ball. And as I'm lining up, I'm gonna pull the club face back and brush the grass. And that's gonna ensure that I keep the right swing plane as I swing through the ball. On the backswing, I want to reach out as far as possible, making my arm as straight as possible. And as my shoulder hits my chin, I'm gonna come through with my hips as quickly as I can, using my force to go through the ball.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the tips that we went over today. I encourage all of you guys to use these tips the next time you're at the golf course. Reporting for Eagle News, I'm Michael Hudson, and I'm 1 with 25.
That's all for this week's episode of EBC Sports International. Be sure to join us for the next episode. But before then, make sure you visit our websites at www.eaglenews.net and www.eaglenewslive.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/eaglenews. It's been a pleasure, and we thank you for watching. I am CARLO VALDEZ, Forever 1 with 25.